Hey everybody, it's Kyle Daniels with Vista Sotheby's International Realty bringing the Hill Report for Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. Gosh, we're already done with September here. Next week when I come back at you, it'll be October, which means we're about to wrap up the end of the year here. So we look at inventory and real estate activity right now. We still have a few more months of possible movement here, but for the most part, I think we're going to see similar behavior as we go into the rest of the year. Let's talk about what it looks like for this past week and kind of what I'm seeing looking ahead. So we had 22 closed sales, which is a solid number. I mean, nice 22. Again, if we see 22 sales a week, that's a good sign of buyer activity. We did see a little bit of a change of direction where our sales that closed under list price outnumbered those that sold at or above the list price. Overall, we still close about 99.1% of the list price. So again, we're not seeing radical reductions, although there are a few, and then they get balanced out by things that are still going well over list price. But to see that little bit of a change, not calling this a buyer's market because the inventory doesn't really dictate that, and the interest rates are high, all that stuff. But we are seeing some cooling in the seller's market, even here in PV, which has been hot since the pandemic times. Now, new listings, we saw 16, which didn't replace all those closed, but remember those were taken off the inventory and shown as pending. We only saw 10 pending sales this past week, which is quite a change. So we'll see if that was just the bad news of interest rates and things, but overall, that's a much lower number than what we've been seeing. And compared to those 16 new listings, we're going to see inventory potentially collect here, although maybe balanced by people taking their homes off the market as we get closer to the holidays. Now, as far as days on market, those things had sat there for almost 36 days. 3 had dropped their price before going into escrow. So again, bigger story though is the number of new escrows was much lower. Now we saw 12 properties drop their price. That came after about 40 days on the market. So we do have sellers that say, hey, let's get things moving, dropping their price. We had 2 listings fall out of escrow, go back on the market, and then we had 4 listings canceled. So, when we look, it's pretty close, as far as those that went into escrow or just taken off the market altogether versus the new inventory. We didn't see a massive gain in inventory. In fact, if we look from last week, we're still right at 129 listings on the whole hill. PV Estates, we did see a little drop there, but RPV went up to kind of balance things out. Overall, the average inventory, though, the days on market is 41 days on market. So that's been rising. And this is, if you've been following along, the reason why I think buyers, this is your opportunity to try to find a deal out there. People that are serious about selling, and if they've been sitting on the market for a while, they may be thinking about a price reduction, or maybe you beat them to it, write them a good offer, and work out a deal. So if I were a buyer right now, I'd be out there seeing who the real sellers are on properties that can work for you. Yeah, they're not all perfect. The best properties are still selling with multiple offers, but you get one that's been sitting, kind of getting stale, that might be the time to jump in and try to get a deal going. That's it for this week. Thanks for following along. If you have any questions, please reach out. Always happy to answer questions about the peninsula, the different neighborhoods, or just the market in general. Thanks, and have a great rest of your week.